Hey Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. Well, I tell you, it's amazing what you find when you start spring cleaning in December. My spring cleaning is going to take a few butts, so I'm starting early. But I uncovered in one of my drawers in my kitchen, which I didn't realize I'd had stashed away, this wonderful little picture, you guys can see it, of Our Lady of Guadalupe. This is a form of the Virgin Mary. I love her. For those of you who came out to our Sunday show, The Witching Hour, we talked a little bit about Our Lady of Guadalupe. But I found this keychain, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited to find this again. I thought I'd lost it. So you see, it pays to do spring cleaning. In fact, I think on Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday for Wiccan Wednesday, we'll talk about Our Lady of Guadalupe. And I'll tell the story of that and explain it. I also was cleaning and unpacked one of my statues that I have. Look at this beautiful statue. This is a statue of Our Lady of Guadalupe as well. And I just love it because when I bought it, what attracted me to it was that it's done in kind of muted colors. Usually Our Lady of Guadalupe is very colorful, but this kind of reminds me of that southwestern energy. You know, when stuff's in the sun, it kind of fades, and it's kind of soft aqua and soft rose-colored robes. Anyways, I just love this statue. It's one of my favorite statues. Anyway, so Wednesday, tomorrow's Wednesday. We'll talk about all that. I'm just glad you're here. And I want to say also thank you to all of you who came out to yesterday's video. We had our horoscopes. And if you didn't see that, make sure to see that. I covered all 12 zodiac signs, okay? Well, here we are, and it's time for messages from the spirit world. And, oh, by the way, I also want to show you guys, some of you have been asking about my books. I found them. As part of my cleaning, I'm moving everything around, so I keep losing and then rediscovering stuff. And here are some of my books. Those of you who've been here a while, you've seen these. But for new people, Psychic Bob's Book of Wiccan Wisdom. This is my newest book. And we also have Messages from Rose. That's about my work as a psychic medium and my work with my spirit guide, Rose. And this is my other book, which I always forget to talk about, but it's also published, and you can get it at my website, Ouija Mysteries, the Spirit Board Seances. So definitely look for these. Go over to my website. All of my books are on sale at my website, and you can get those at the info box below, okay? Anyways, I'm so glad you're here. Well, today is Messages from the Spirit World, and this is a show where I take letters from readers, and I do mini psychic readings and answer psychic questions. So it's a real treat to do this. I should preface this with saying, for those of you who know, I am a full-time professional psychic medium. So if you have something that's really urgent or you need a lot more detail, you might want to consider investing in a private reading. And if you want to reach me for a reading, I'll put my contact info in the box below, but you can call my office at 571-483-2112 and we'll get you on the schedule, okay? Now, I do charge for private readings, but in your private reading, it's going to be an hour long. It's you and me one-on-one for an hour. We can do that by telephone, by Skype, or in person. And we're going to cover everything. We cover past, present, future issues, spirit guides. I bring over messages from deceased loved ones. We look at your life themes. We look at past lives. And I answer all of your questions. So I cover a lot of information in private reading. And those of you who have had a session with me, you know I do try to give a lot for the money. So I hope that if any of you have had private readings, you might want to share your experiences in the box below. Well, but for Messages from the Spirit World, this is absolutely free, okay? So no charge for any of this. But please try to understand, I'm one person, I get hundreds of letters, so I may not be able to personally answer everybody right now, but I do read all the letters, and I try to get to as many people as I can. So I thank you in advance for your understanding and your patience. As I said, no charge. Just put your question in the comment box below if you want to be on Messages, or you can write to me at my email, which also the link will be below, at readings@robert-hickman.com. Again, it'll be in the info box below, my email link. All right, well, we're going to get into the letters here. And, I also like to tell people, before we get into all this, even if your letter doesn't get answered, listen to all the letters, because you never know. Spirit might work through somebody else's letter to reach you. And that's how the spirit world is. They want to help as many people as they can. And sometimes they'll bring a letter to me because they know that there are 20 other people watching who have the exact same issue, and they'll work through that. So listen, because the spirit is trying to reach all of you, even if your letter doesn't get picked, okay? Thanks for being here. Well, before we get into that, let's all just take a moment. Let's center ourselves. Let's attune to the spirit world. Okay, I hear my spirit guide Fletcher back here. He says hello. All right, our first letter today is from Debbie Webby. Hello, Debbie Webby. Debbie writes, says, "Hi, Psychic Bob. I'm going on a job interview on Thursday. I made it to the final round for this job, but not sure if I feel that I'm ready for it. Do you have any insights on this possible job? What career should I pursue?" You know, Debbie, I have to be brutally honest here. I do think you're going to get this job, but I have to be honest and say I'm not sure that it's for you. And your sense of hesitancy really is your higher self saying, look within, there's more for you here. It's interesting, when I step into your vibration, I'm getting a lot of orange light, excuse me, and a lot of green light. Orange light tells me that you're very creative, that you have an open channel. I think that you have very much an artistic nature, and you have a lot of green light, which means you have healing gifts. And I feel like for you, in terms of future career, you should look at something that allows you to be more creative and more expressive. I think you'd be very good as a healer, like doing Reiki work or massage therapy work, something with hands-on healing is where I see you. I also think you have a lot of artistic talent. You'd be great at doing things like designing jewelry or, you know, doing painting, things like this. But I want you to explore the, you know, more of the metaphysical side of life, healing, spiritual activity, creativity, channeling, these sort of things. This is where I'm seeing success for you. So in terms of that job, if you do get offered it, you know, go ahead and take it because the job's good. But I want you to think about over the next like 6 months of opening to these other avenues. And I think that eventually you'll leave that job and pursue a different path. Because I honestly don't think that job's for you. But, you know, I want you to look at future work in terms of these life themes. Artist theme and healer theme, okay? I hope that helps a little bit. Thanks for writing. All right, our next letter is from Lynn Odell. Hello, Lynn. Lynn writes this. Please, Bob, can you tell me about my spirit guides? Could it be possible that my recent stroke is affecting my ability to connect to the spirit world? And can you tell me if my mom has crossed into the light? We did not talk for many years, but I have sensed her around me at times, just not recently. You know, Lynn, I have to tell you, really good questions here. In terms of spirit guides, I'm getting around you 2 Native American spirit guides. One is a male, an Indian. I hear the name Silver Fox around him. His name is Silver Fox. Then I'm getting a female Native American spirit guide. And her name sounds like Pale Moon. So it's Silver Fox and Pale Moon. And they're both guides to you. You actually have a deep soul connection to Native Americans. And in fact, you've been a Native American in former lives. So that's who's around you in spirit. And in terms of connecting to the spirit world, yes, having a stroke can affect your ability to connect. The reason why that is that the energy that it takes to do psychic work, to connect, many times is drained away in order to facilitate healing of the body. And that's really where your focus should be, is healing the body. You know, many psychics actually die a premature death because they don't balance their energy. They don't know when to take a break. Edgar Cayce was a wonderful psychic, but he died very young in his 60s because he overdid it. And when you have a stroke, that's a sign that your body physically needs a rest and it's out of balance. And if you push doing spiritual work, it actually will strain you and further hurt you. Now, you may make the connection, but the cost to you would be worse than if you hadn't tried. So right now, I think it's very important that you just focus on resting. When we talk about connecting to the spirit world, sometimes it's best just to make our spiritual routine very simple. Limit it to 5 minutes. So just 5 minutes a day, just rest. Visualize light coming through you, that healing light starting at the top of your head and going all the way to your feet. And just have a conversation with your guides. Just say, Pale Moon, thank you for coming. Silver Fox, guide me. Just real simple, talk to them. Don't strain. Just make it as if I was sitting here in the room with you or anybody else and you're just talking to them. You may not hear anything right now because your senses are weakened due to the healing situation. But one day, as you're stronger, you might get a breakthrough, an insight, hear them, have a dream about them. And remember, the spirit guides, even if we don't sense them or see them, doesn't mean they don't love us or they're not with us. But I do pick these guides up around you, and I do feel that as you're healing, that will be, it will be a little more difficult to have that connection, okay? Oh, as for your mother, yes, she's crossed over to the light. What they tell me is that at her death, she did stay earthbound for a few months. She wanted to make her peace. After she had death, she realized how futile it is to be in anger and how many mistakes she made. I have to be honest with you. I pick up around her that when she was alive, she was a bit judgmental. She kind of got on her high horse and sat in judgment of people. And I believe that at death, that was a very humbling experience for her because she woke up and realized that now she has to face the judgment that she meted out to others. And this is what kept her earthbound. Now, when we say earthbound, it doesn't mean she was in hell or tortured. It just means she hung out on the earth. And I do believe she has come to visit you several times while earthbound, as well as since she's crossed to the light. And she is over into the light. She was only on earth just for a few months. But she's now in the light. And, she, I feel, was reaching out to you, especially in her earthbound state, to ask for forgiveness. See, when we go over to the light, we see the face of God, as we literally do at that point. God doesn't judge us, but a lot of people have fear that they're going to be judged because what happens is when you step into that light, everything that you've done becomes very apparent. And so many people have that sense that that's coming and they shy away from it. And you see, the thing is that God doesn't force anybody to be in the light. And she chose to be earthbound for a while, but now she is in the light. And she's working on letting go of judgment. I do feel she's seeking forgiveness from you. So just tell her that you love her and tell her you forgive her. And I can tell you she's in a much better place now. She's let go of judgment, okay? I hope that helps a little bit. Thank you for writing. All right, our next letter is from Debbie Bailey. And Debbie writes, says, "Hey, Bob, Kelly Coffee just looked at my light stick," as she calls it. I love Kelly Coffee, for you that don't know. She's one of my favorite psychics. I've been on her show a number of times. If you go to the front channel of my channel here at Spirit Channel, I've got a link on the right side to Kelly Coffee, channels I recommend. Definitely go check out Kelly. I love her. Well, she looked at her light stick. That means her aura, okay? Light stick, as she calls it. And there is a lot of purple, green, and pink in my aura. She said to ask you, she said to ask you what those colors mean. She couldn't remember. Kelly, I love you, darling. You're so sweet. I just have to make a comment on that. First of all, Kelly Coffee is very competent. And Debbie, it's funny the way you wrote that because it makes it sound like she lost her mind. But, when you do readings all day long, sometimes things become a blur. And it's just like, I don't know what I'm seeing. Here it is. Boo. Kelly actually does know what those colors mean. She just was probably in a mind freeze. And I get there too. So I love that. Well, anyways, Debbie, let me tell you what these colors mean. Purple light, and I do agree with her assessment because I am picking these up around you. Purple light is the psychic light. That means that you're really opening spiritually now and that you're connecting to the higher realms. A wonderful light. Green and pink also are powerful colors. These talk about healing, particularly physical and emotional healing. Green light tends to indicate like strength of the body. And I feel like around you, what that's representing is that you're getting a little more physical balance, a little more strength. I feel that you've been feeling a little depleted energetically lately, and it shows around like your sleep cycle being off. Pink light tells me that you're opening your heart and that you're starting to release old patterns, old emotions. And I feel like you're coming into a time where it's like there's a sense of new beginning for you. And so pink light sometimes brings up past pain, but it also means we're able to release that pain. So you're at a place of clearing, a place of balance, and a place of opening to spirit. And that's what your aura is showing. And I'll be interested to hear if Kelly said something like that too. But that's what it means, okay? Great questions. Tell Kelly I send my love. Thanks. Talk to you later. Thanks for writing. All right. Excuse me, guys. I'm losing my voice here. I've been doing readings all day. That's why I'm getting this out a little later than normal. All right, our next letter is from Deborah Weinbrenner. Hello, Deborah. Deborah's a wonderful person, longtime viewer here. So, Darlene. I can't read today, guys. I've been reading so much long. My eyes are blurred. Darlene Weinbrenner. Darlene, I know who you are. Forgive me. Darlene Ritchie says, "Hi, Bob. Can the spirit guides tell you about 2018 for me, my family? What do they see for me, excluding career and love life? Thank you, my friend." Hi, Darlene. Good questions. Well, I have to tell you, when I step into your light, I'm getting around you going forward here. I get a lot of silver light for you. This tells me that you're going to enter into a better financial position. I know you don't want to know about career, but I'm just going to tell you there's more money coming for the household for you, okay? And this is going to bring a greater sense of ease. And I think 2018 for you is really about a year of ease. I also pick up around you. You have a son, I believe. And I'm getting around your son some healing emotionally. I feel like there's a kind of a new beginning in love for him around February or March. And it's like there's entering into a relationship that brings him healing of the heart, healing of the mind, and a lot of peace to him. You have a daughter too, I believe, and I keep seeing education. She's got a lot of yellow light around her. And I feel like she should be looking at something that has a kind of like a technical element to it, or computer-based. I feel like she has a really good kind of interface with technology. And I feel like there's going to be issues of her going to school and learning some technical skills. And I feel like as a family, like you're growing, everybody's kind of getting out of the rut. I have to tell you, I feel like when I go back through 2017, I feel like a lot of you were in a rut. And I feel like 2018 for your family is very much about breaking cycles, breaking out of a rut. And I really want to encourage you to take your chances in kind of putting yourself out there socially, emotionally, spiritually, because I get a lot of connectivity energy. I feel like you're entering into a new time of friendships, because I feel like particularly this last year, it's been a little isolating for you. And I see 2018 more friendships for you, and I see travel as well. And Fletcher keeps saying, he says she's going to crisscross the country. So I think you're literally going to go coast to coast, literally. I keep seeing North Carolina around you. I see Florida around you. I also see California, San Francisco, as well as Los Angeles around you. So it looks like there's some travel coming for you here, okay? Also, I have to tell you, I keep picking up, Fletcher keeps putting for me contracts. These look like these may be housing contracts. Like there may be an issue of buying a home or a second home. Probably not till around May, June timeframe. But I feel like as we go into the early summer, it's like there may come up opportunities to invest in a home. Could be like a home for, later on, like a retirement home, or it could be like a second home, like I'm moving. But I definitely get housing issues. And don't let that scare you. I don't see you being like bankrupted or homeless. This comes more in a place of blessing for you. So 2018, everybody's growing, breaking the cycles, breaking ruts. I keep hearing Archangel Michael around you as well. He's definitely a protector for you and your whole family. So you want to call on Archangel Michael, okay? Thank you for writing. I hope that helps a little bit. All right. Our next letter is from Mina Lori. Hey, Mina Lori. Mina Lori writes, says, hi, Bob. I'm going through a horrible breakup from a long-distance relationship. He admitted to cheating on me and then broke up with me. How do I find healing and peace? Will I ever be in a healthy relationship? Thanks, Bob. Hey, Mina Lori. Oh, first of all, my heart goes out to you. Long-distance relationships take a lot of toll on people, a lot of energy invested. And the fact is, I have to tell you, in this current situation that you're in, I think that you're an older soul. And I think as an older soul, you were able to see the future. And you saw that there was good in this man and good in the future. Now, what happened is that he, being a younger soul, was not able to hold on to the energy and the vibration. I do believe he entered into the relationship with you with an honest intent. I don't think it was at all meant to be deceptive or deceiving or manipulative. But what happens is sometimes younger souls become enamored by the material world and they forget the inner soul. And I believe, to be honest with you, it's just some pretty girl passing a fancy. And rather than looking at his soul, he got entrapped in his material senses. And that's what led to him cheating on you. He may have told you even, well, it didn't mean anything, but it did happen. But part of it is why he broke up with you is that he's ashamed of what he's done. And he thinks that somehow he's finding joy by going a different path. Don't let that be a reflection on you. It's nothing to do with you. It's you didn't fail. You're not ugly. You're in fact very beautiful. Your soul is beautiful, and you as a person are beautiful. So much so that he, on one level, feels unworthy of you. And because he feels unworthy, rather than working on improving himself and raising his vibration to be closer to you, he became fearful and ran into darkness. This has nothing to do with you. It's actually a reflection on his immaturity and his lack of vision. I hate to say this, but it's better that it happened now, because looking forward, I think that if it didn't happen now, it would have happened in the future. And it's better now than if it had been 10 years from now and you were really invested in an even deeper way. Not that you weren't invested now, but it's different than 10 years down the road. How do you find healing and peace? Well, this is something that literally takes time. One of the things that I want you to do is I want you to do a cord cutting ceremony. Because I feel that you built a psychic link with him. That's what drew him to you. You were kind of the power source in the relationship. But he took the power that you gave him and used it for selfish purposes. And so you need to sever that link. And it's very simple. I want you to visualize in your mind's eye a silver cord going from your heart to his. And I want you to say, I set you free. I release you. And then visualize scissors and cut that cord. And then you'll feel a release. You might have to do it a few times. Now, let me just preface this with saying that a lot of times when you do this ritual, what will happen is he may suddenly text you or call you out of the blue. You're not obligated to speak to him. And in fact, he may just call and say, something wrong, I don't know, something's weird, I just had a feeling. What it is he will feel that severing of the cord, literally. He won't understand what he's feeling because he's not advanced enough to know that. But don't be surprised if you suddenly get a call or a text, or he starts getting all emotional, like, I miss you, I miss you. I have to be honest, any tears that you see coming from him going forward are crocodile tears. Crocodile tears are not sincere. They mean it's a term, maybe you don't know this term, but it's crocodile tears means it's momentary, it's not really from the heart. And so I don't want you to be swayed by that. In terms of you being in a healthy relationship, yes, you will be, but it's going to be probably about almost a year until you're in a place again to do that. Now, that doesn't mean you can't go out with people or talk to people, but in terms of a stable, committed, loving relationship, it's going to be not till around December, literally about a year. So December 2018. But you know what? I think it's going to be worth the wait. And interestingly, the guy in the future, I don't want to give too much away right now because I think you want to focus on healing. But I do see you, interestingly, meeting him online. But this time it won't be such a long distance. It will actually be much closer to you. So it will work out, but it's going to be a while until that happens. But in the meantime, I want you to also do the cord cutting ritual, and I want you to take a spirit bath. Spirit baths cleanse off all that pain and negativity. And it's very simple. Just run a bath, and I want you to put half a cup of sea salt in it and half a cup of baking soda. And as you fill the bath and run it, put the baking soda, half a cup, and then half a cup of sea salt. Mix it in the water and then dip in that water. That will help release a lot of that pain that's trapped in your energy field, and it'll begin the process of healing. And just be gentle with yourself. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. Eat well. Live well. You know, one of my friends said to me once, I had somebody do something very devastating to my life. It's a long story. And I really wanted to get revenge and destroy somebody. And I actually was in a position where I had enough influence and power I could have destroyed somebody. It scares me now, and I look back and think, wow, what I could have done and how close I came. But I don't want to go into all that. But the thing is, what my friends said to me at that time, they said, Bob, the best revenge is to live well. And what that means is, yeah, we could seek revenge. We could be vengeful, hurtful, and destroy somebody. But aren't we even better if we turn around and have the most awesome life? So instead of, in my case, instead of letting myself go to that revenge place and destroying somebody, and I had the ability to do it, I chose not to. I chose to take that, walk away, heal my wounds, and to put my life into doing what I'm supposed to do. And you know, when I did that, my life became immeasurably better. And that's why I'm here today. I have the freedom to do what I want, because by not taking revenge, I freed up energy to change my life. And so if you honor yourself, you'll change your life. You won't have to do revenge. I mean, I know you're not saying here you want to do revenge, but it could be something that could creep in. And I want you to hear that from me. The best revenge is to live well. Love yourself, love others, and you're going to make it. Well, listen, I'm with you. And I ask everybody here at Spirit Channel, reach out to Mina Laurie. Mina, if you want to talk to me, put a comment in the box below. And we're all going to send prayers and healing to you, okay? And I hope as part of your living well, you'll come and join us on Sunday for our live show. You know, we have our gathering of the Order of the Purple Cord, the Witching Hour, and we hope you'll be there. You know, we have a great time. We interact. We all have a lot of fun. And so I welcome you and invite you to be with us on Sunday as part of your healing, okay? Thanks for writing. Oh my gosh, guys, I don't know where the time goes. That's all the time I got for letters today, but I am so thankful you're here. Listen, I need your help. You know, YouTube's been cutting my revenues. I'm going to have to do a whole video on that, but the demonetization is financially devastating me. And so I need your help by liking this video, favoriting it, sharing with your friends. YouTube has decided to go after a lot of psychics, and they're trying to demonetize us and hurt us. And I've taken a big financial loss. So by liking this video, it helps promote it, helps get the word out, and it helps me be seen. And, you know, I have to make up the revenue. And so I need more publicity, to be honest. for private readings. So help me out with that. Okay. You guys are best. I love you. Listen, make sure to pop over to my website as well. Get some time, check out my books over there, and treat yourself to something and buy something for a friend. It's great for holiday time. And these ship pretty quickly, so you should be able to get it by Christmas. You guys are the best. I love you. I'm sending you blessings. Keep it here at Spirit Channel. Listen, be back here tomorrow, Wiccan Wednesday. I think we're going to talk about Our Lady of Guadalupe tomorrow. You want to hear more about her? Here's her statue. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Be here, and until then, may you always blessed be.